Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Vigil Agency Team Zoom. This is where we come together once a week as a team just to kind of discuss some things, depending on the week. Some weeks I like to cover leaderboards. Other times I like to do highlights of new agents and things like that. But it looks like everyone has been here before, so we're good there. Mr. Turpin was not able to join us today. We've got Simone, who is officially going through the channels, and have her contracting by the end of the day. So excited for that. We've got Jeff with his first two appointments today. We've got Daryl with his first two appointments this week as well. So real excited to see the traction and movement with the new team of November agents and the new team of December agents coming on board as well. Had some really solid interviews this morning, guys. And my goal for December, just so you guys know, is really just maybe five new people coming on board this month. I just want some real quality, and I told you guys that during the interviews, right? Just real quality people that want to be here, want to succeed, and follow the system that we have in place. Um, so for the holidays, this is something I did want to mention is because Christmas, so Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, right? The most important of those ones being Christmas. But what I want most of you guys to remember is that the holiday is that it's a holiday, right? Christmas is one day. Thanksgiving is one day. New Year's Eve to New Year's Day can be, 48 hours, but typically it's one day. And as business owners, as independent contractors, we tend to think that because we run our own business and we manage our own time, right, that we can take a week off. But what we have to remember is have we earned that time off? Do you guys have another paycheck coming in, right? Is there other income coming in the door that allows you to do that? And in most cases, the answer is no, right? Most case, like for our family, if I'm not working, if I'm not producing, if the agency isn't producing, there's no income coming in, right? So for me, I take time off when I feel like I deserve it. Right now, we've been in a push since conference. I've told you guys that, and I'm just really pushing myself and pushing Julia to our limit, right? Julia is has helped me in the business before, but she's never worked the business like she has now. And I mean, she is doing all the afternoon interviews for the most part. Now that Caleb has been dealing with his wisdom teeth, I've told her, like yesterday, I told her take off the afternoon because she's helping Caleb deal with the things of wisdom teeth, right? And traversing that whole thing because it's not simple to take care of your kids. It's not necessarily easy to try to get back on task when you have to manage medications and pain and all that kind of stuff as well. So just keep in mind, guys, that when it comes to the holidays, it is a day, right? It is Christmas is one day, Thanksgiving is one day, New Year's is one day, and manage your business as such. When you get to a point where you guys are making 20, 30, $40,000 in a month and you want to take off a week, that's fine, right? Because you'll have either things in place, you'll have stuff in the pipeline. Like Matt Avila, right now, I think he has about $40,000 of business in the pipeline, meaning that within the next, 30 to 60 days, he'll have all that stuff start to issue and pay and things like that, where he'll get those deposits over the next 60 days, right? So, I mean, that's having stuff in the pipeline. Some of you guys are so new that you don't have that pipeline built yet, right? It takes really 90 days to build a pipeline where your income starts to really cycle and you can make it very predictable, right? We get to manage those ebbs and flows. And that's but part of that is understanding that this stretch, right? Because it's really a 60-day stretch from, the week leading up to Thanksgiving to the week after New Year's, right? Because kids are in and out of school. If you got kids, you guys know what the challenges are with managing your kids' schedule, right? You know what the challenges are with managing the holidays and travel and things like that. But if you're planning, and that's why we're going to talk about the time management, right? If you're planning your day, you're planning your week in advance, you're focusing on the holiday for the day that it is. That's it, right? Thanksgiving, we had a great Thanksgiving. I was on Zoom all day Friday, right? All day Friday, we had the Black Friday bingo in the dial room. And between Craig and I, we gave away $1,900 in prizes, right? I gave away $500 in lead credit last week. He gave away about $750 in lead credit. We gave away some Cutco as well on that call. In fact, it's actually sitting right here because I've got it ready to go out the door, right? So we're getting ready to mail that out today to the people that won Cutco this past week on the in the dial room. But and that's one thing that Matt and Jama and I have mastered really well is managing the holiday as that. It's just the day. Okay. So, some food for thought, and I'm gonna ask Julia when she's when she can to post this in the WhatsApp chat. It is just a real simple meme, guys. And when I say simple, it's really something that you guys um can just reference at your leisure, right? But time management and how important it is. So this comes from Mastering Time Management, and the book is called The Art of Laziness. So the first one is plan your day, right? So make sure that you understand what you're going to accomplish throughout the day. Make yourself a list, right? And put the most important things at the top and the least important things at the bottom. And that way, if those least important things don't get accomplished, that's okay, right? But you did accomplish the things at the top of the list. So that's planning your day. Write down everything you want to achieve that day. Write your goals down on physical paper, like, or on a big whiteboard, something like that. But in a place where you're actually putting pen to paper, there is something to be said about the action of planning your goals and plotting your goals. Have you guys ever plotted your goals and like put a roadmap how you're going to actually accomplish that versus just saying them out loud, right? So thinking of your goals is one thing, talking about your goals is another thing, but actually plotting your goals is a completely different thing. And it makes it real when you put pen to paper. It helps so much to actually accomplish your goals. Um, and it's funny because this number 4 um, says follow the 80-20 rule. And I talk about this all the time. It happens in this agency. 80% of the production will come from 20% of the agents on this screen. That's just how life goes, right? But the 80-20 rule, 20% of your work will bring 80% of your results. So from 20% of the work that you guys are putting in, right? 80% it will come from that. So like 80% of your income will come from the 20%. So we got to figure out what that is for each one of you guys. And this is part of that other thing I was just talking about before we started, right? Stop multitasking and switching tasks. So switching between tasks decreases your efficiency. How many of you guys know that? Like, that's and the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's working from home, right? Uh, so yesterday, and this isn't something I normally do, so I'm not don't think that I'm trying to get credit for this because Julia, we have this magic laundry basket, right? So I put my clothes in it, and before I know it, it's folded and it's in our dresser, right? I don't know what happens. I get undressed, I put my clothes in there, and then the next day it's folded and put away in our. All kidding aside, guys, Julia does our laundry all the time, right? But like, so yesterday I got up and I was like, you know what? Julia's been taking care of Caleb. I'm going to do the laundry. Like, this is just a one-off thing, right? So I did the laundry. But if I wanted to, I could have gotten distracted, right? I put in a load of laundry when I first got up. And then when I went on break, when I went to go eat breakfast, I took the laundry from the washer to the dryer, right? But if you're like if you work from your office and you hear that ding go off, right? And you don't have your day planned, it's like, oh, the dryer got up, is done. So you get up and you go and you fold your laundry. And then you go to put your laundry away, right? And you see that the bathroom needs more towels. You need to refresh the towels in the bathroom. So you go and put the towels in the bathroom, right? And then you're like, oh man, we've got to restock the toilet paper in the bathroom. So you go from the bathroom downstairs and you get the toilet paper off the shelf, and then you go to restock that. But while you were in the garage, you notice that you need to straighten up the garage, right? And that's what happens when we try to multitask. And then before you know it, you go sit back down at your desk to dial, and an hour and 45 minutes has disappeared, right? Um, Or if you're trying to do your grocery shopping on your computer, but you're also trying to make your dials at the same time, you just become more distracted that way. And so the stop the multitasking, focus on one task, right? Remove all distractions from your environment. I'm guilty of that right now, right? I just told you guys I was shipping these off. And what happened is I just ran out of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this aside and it's on my list. So when I am done with my day, I will go back to the shipping labels and getting this stuff shipped off. Um, this one is probably my favorite. And as I get older, it becomes even more important to me. And I want to stress this, guys, because even when you're young, 20s, 30s, when you're tired, take a nap. And I'm dead serious. Like if you're one of those people that can take a 10, 15-minute power nap, it will refresh your day. It will change, it'll get rid of that brain fog. How many of you guys have ever been lethargic at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Right? You take that nap. I kid you not. I can turn my computer off. I can lay back in my seat. I can recline my chair, right? I take that nap and I am ready to go for the day again. You know what I mean? But when your body is telling you that you need rest, rest. Schedule in those naps, right? That's why other countries have such great health because they take care of themselves in so many ways. They eat right, right? They take care of they listen to their body when they're telling themselves um when their body tells them they need to do something. And this one is probably the most important one out of all of them. Learn to say no. I know we live in a different world, right, where we're taught to say yes to everything. Learn to say no. You will never have enough time if you say yes to everything. And if you say yes to everything, you're not going to be able to accomplish everything. And I speak from experience on that. Jama, I give the man a lot of credit because he's taught me the art of saying no. I used to say yes to everything and I used to say yes to every agent. I used to say yes to agents that wouldn't show up for themselves. You guys show up for yourselves. You're here, right? You're present, you're available. Learn to say no. Not everything is worth doing. I promise you that. Delegate all the non-important tasks. That's an important one to learn. Delegate the non-important tasks, right? Caleb will do my graphics now. You know what I mean? He's 12 years old. How many of you, all of you guys that have kids or grandkids, you can pay your kids up to $12,000 a year. Did you know that? And that comes off of your income. So you don't have to pay tax on that $12,000. So I pay Caleb to do my graphics now, right? So that's one less task that I have to do. It's not an important task, but it's an important but not such an important task. This is so important in this business. And I'm going to say it again. This next statement is so important in this business. Don't wait for the perfect time. Do it now. Jama, do you remember that conference we went to? Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Guys, like seriously, do it now. Don't wait. Tomorrow is not promised. We have no idea what tomorrow is going to bring. Get that task done now. Um, if you're at 100 phone calls and you haven't set any appointments, make another phone call. Do it now. Jama, how many times have you set an appointment? You've had a crap day, right? A crap day on the phones. And then you're like, I'm going to make one more phone call. And what happens? A one call close, right? Or you've had multiple policies from that next appointment. Like it's just amazing what happens when you do it now. Like if we haven't accomplished our goals, stay focused on your goals. Get them done, right? Um and Julia, thank you for sharing this because this has been so beneficial. Anything that can be done in under 5 minutes should be done right away. I'm gonna say that again. Anything that can be done in under 5 minutes should be done right away. Man, this is important to you guys, right? You take your shoes off and you leave them downstairs, right? But you know you can take them, put them on the closet, or go put them on the shelf, right? Real simple to do. Just take care of it. Do it now. Do the task that you hate first. When you accomplish the hardest thing of the day to get done, the rest of your day is simple. That's why I cold plunge in the morning. Who wants to get in 30-degree water, 40-degree water at 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning? No one wants to do it, but do you know why I do it? Because when I accomplish that, I know that anything else that hits me throughout the day is simple. It's not that hard. Daryl, do you want to get in a cold plunge? I guarantee you don't, you know? But if you do that, you start your day like that, it's amazing. You know, I'm sure Jama doesn't want to get up and go to the gym every day, but he does it. He does it. It's not easy, right? It's not easy driving across town 30 minutes or 15 minutes just to get to the gym. You know what I mean? But once you accomplish it, it's so much better. Picking up the phone, I know you don't want to do it, but you can't set appointments. You can't sell policies if you don't pick up the phone. It's such a weird concept, right? Like, yep, all these policies are going to fall in my lap. People are just going to call me out of the blue. They're going to call me. No, you got to pick up the phone. You got to talk to people, guys. Set deadlines. The task will never be finished without deadlines. And guys, Julia shared it here in the chat for you guys. I'm just reading right off of that, right? Stop focusing on the things that don't help you achieve your goals. So 5 voices, and you guys should if you got when you got should, I'm working on not saying the word should. If it speaks to you, read the book, The 5 Voices. I think it's important. It helps you understand where you're at. Jama's gone through the 5 voices with his coaching that he's doing. We've all, anyone that's been here for a while has gone through it. But stop focusing on the things that don't help you achieve your goals. As a creative connector, part of the 5 voices, right? I see something and I want to fix it, even if it doesn't need fixing. I want to make it better. By me making it better, is it going to help me do my job better? Probably not, right? That's what I was telling you guys about the scripts that we have. We have the scripts. We've got the activity form. We've got the client qualification form. You don't need to make it any better. You don't need to change it. It works the way that it is. And it's not going to help you accomplish your job in any different way. If you've been here and you've sold 1,000 policies and you see something that could make it better, then at that point, right? But right off the bat, we don't have that ability. Don't be a perfectionist when it's not required. And this one's as simple as you don't have to understand every product that we offer before you can help a client. You only have to understand the product that you're offering the client. That's it. You don't have to understand all 396 policies that we offer or financial services that we offer. You only have to understand the one that you're presenting to your client. Okay. Schedule a time when you're going to check your email. That's time blocking, right? Check your email 3 times a day before you get your day started, in the middle of the day, right? And then at the end of the day for things that you haven't accomplished. Avoid all unnecessary meetings. Here at Cemetery, I'm going to tell you this. We have a lot of unnecessary meetings. Doesn't mean that they're unnecessary for everyone. They're just unnecessary for you. You might not be in that position where you need to go to those meetings. Jama, Matt, how many unnecessary meetings have you taken off of your calendar this year? I've taken off at least 6 during the week. Jama, how many unnecessary meetings have you taken off your calendar this year?
Man, I'm down to bare necessities, man. We now for someone new, I would encourage them to attend as many as they can, right? So they figure out what works for them. But someone that's been here and that's tenured, we attend the meetings that we feel are necessary.
And what he means by that, guys, is you don't have to attend every product meeting, right? Every time Americo has a new product meeting or training, you don't have to attend that. I promise. I will, Matt will, Jama we'll forward you text or we'll send you text messages for the meetings that we think are appropriate for you. Because I promise we don't want you guys to waste your times in the meetings you don't need to. Like Jeff, I'm not going to tell you show up to an F&G meeting on IUL on how to structure an IUL for retirement. You're not working retirement leads right now. You're working on mortgage protection leads. So it's not necessary for you to attend that. Matt, how many meetings have you taken out of your life recently?
Man, I'm probably a good 5 or 6 that I've taken off on a weekly basis,
Yep,
as
absolutely.
a lot of time.
Number 19 on that list, guys, avoid negative people at all costs. I, I laugh because Jam and I are doing a lot of this lately. Just taking all that negativity. Matt's done it. Matt had to do it a couple years ago, right? He was involved with football and managing a football team. But you know what there was with that? There was a lot of negativity there. Even though it fits in the last part of this, right? Do what you love. When you do what you love, you're not working a day in your life, right? So either you love to do what you're doing or find something that you love doing. I know that can be confusing, right? But I love helping people. And you can ask Julia this. You can ask Matt this. You can ask Jama this. I love seeing you guys succeed. Like, there is no greater feeling than seeing an agent that just gets it, right? Like when Annie told me that she made 400 dials the other day, I was like, man, that's awesome. And she didn't complain about it, right? She just did it. When I mean, Jama probably loves the gym now. He may not love the gym, but he loves the results of the gym. I can tell you that much. I can tell you that he does not love picking up the phone, but he loves the results of what happens when he picks up the phone, right? It's just that's the same thing for all of us. If you don't love this, either learn to love it and fall in love with it, or don't do it at all. And I'm being honest with you guys. Like if this doesn't speak to you and it's not serving you, this probably isn't the place for you. And it's not an easy thing to say, right? Especially when you've spent that much time, effort, and energy, getting licensed, getting all, trained up and doing all the things that require you to be successful here. If you don't love it, don't do it. And I'm being honest with you guys because you're gonna hate it. And there's nothing worse than doing something that you hate. You don't want to resent showing up to these meetings. You don't want to resent your clients or your appointments or having these things to do. Your annual reviews. I love annual reviews. Guys, I absolutely love annual reviews. I know Jama and Matt do too, right? Because I mean, how many times have you guys written extra policies from those or helped extra families or even just heard them? So something that I do, right, every morning, I review all the policies that got canceled or charged back and things like that for the entire agency. Jama probably doesn't know this, but I know that Jama's had 3 deaths in the last 9 days. Jama has had 3 deaths of his clients in the last 9 days.
And one of those was a split case that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the gentleman that passed away, William, he's the one that lives in Rio Rancho, and I remember telling you about his daughter, and he had asked me to, hey, we should hang out after COVID. I never went back, never called him back, but he had asked me to come back over COVID after COVID, man. I was like, oh, I saw that come through, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So
But that's part of loving what we do, right? Like I get up in the morning and I look at all those things and I reflect on them. Man, I mean, Jama had 3. I've had 2 in the last 7 days of clients that have passed away. And when you get to thousands of policies on the books, guys, it happens a lot more. And it hurts you, right? Like it hurts your soul, hurts your heart a little bit every time you see that one of your clients passed away because it makes us realize the conversations that we had with them. When you call the family to talk with them, it makes you understand that what we do truly matters. As one of my high school classmates, their father passed away. Um, I don't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday. It was last week though. Their father was an influential businessman in our town. He was a good friend of mine. He was a mentor, right? Someone that I could look up to and talk to. Julie and I had our wedding at their restaurant. Um, and it's it's hard, right? It's hard. And it's hard for seeing my friends lose their father. It's it's hard lose when the community loses a pillar of the community, a business pillar, right? But at the end of the day, when I put my head on my bed, on my pillow, I know that I did the best that I could for all the families that I helped. And I know that because I love my clients. I love the people that I've helped, right? I love you guys. You guys wouldn't be a part of our lives if I didn't have that love for you guys. And I mean, all of us here we're here for a reason. Let's take advantage of that opportunity that we have. And all that we can do by managing our time better, right? You can say yes to more of the things that you want to do by saying no to the things that are not necessary in life. Oh, there's a saying that Jama says all the time. Don't let, oh, what is it, Jama? Don't let the reason for, you say it all the time, and I don't say it as well as you do.
Oh, I was like, man, I said a lot of things. So
Don't let the reason for not doing,
don't let the reason that you do the business become the reason that you don't do the business.
and do you guys know what that means? Who cares to explain that? So
You
I'll
know,
use, go ahead, Matt.
I know you told Shania that one time, man. And because she was really struggling with having one little girl, and she kept saying that she was like, I want to be able to work from home and be a stay-at-home mom. And then she had a second little girl, and she openly said it's hard. It's really hard to have two kids and try to work. And then you told her that, and I think her life changed, man. Where she put a rule. She has a rule where if she has her earbud in, her daughters know mom's working, and that's like, yeah, I think it just changed a lot for her, even just personally, not even just professionally, but on a personal side.
Yeah. Like I could use the excuse that I'm coaching Caleb, right? Um, is why I can't show up for my business, right? But if I can't show up for my business, I can't be there to coach my son. It's that oxymoron, that dichotomy, right? Of one has to do the other. You do one to do the other. I know that like this past year, Jama, he worked his tail off during the day, early till 3 or 4 o'clock, and then he showed up to all of his daughter's volleyball games and all their softball games. You know, that is really cool. We get to do that. Like we get to do that. We get to do those things in our families' lives.
And something else too, Viho, I got this years ago at a conference. The gentleman said, never make your why a person. He says, make a person part of your why, but never ever make your why a person. And he says the reason why, and he is widowed, and he said he had started his business because of his wife, wanted to give his wife the best life and all this stuff. And then he said she got cancer and died. And he goes, I had to, I didn't know where to go, and he says, I was lost for years. And then he said, when I made my why something other than a person, um, it was, I got re-energized, restarted. I mean, like, of course, he was successful again and all that stuff. But so my why is my ultimate why is to live a good life. That is my ultimate why. And, you run to someone that's older and you can tell the folks that just have lived a good life. And you can tell the folks that are older that are just always grumpy, always complaining. Something's always wrong. Someone always took advantage of them. Someone's always an idiot, or they don't look as well. And I want to make sure that I live a good life. And I told Kara, you and the kids can get taken away in one car accident. We had an accident here up on King Boulevard 2 weeks ago, and a wife lost her husband and their three kids in one car accident. She was in the car, and then the driver of the other car, it was right past Mariposa. I guess the guy was in the, I don't know what happened, but because we prayed for them in our men the Bible study last week Tuesday. And I was telling Kara that I was like, you guys can get taken away in one car accident. Then what? And I told her, I said, look, if I ever die, don't waste away. It's like, Go live your life. I said, finish what we started, right? And that is to live a good life. I said, so finish what you started. I said, and move on. I would never have wanted you to sit on the couch waiting, and I told her moving on doesn't have to be a year. You can move on as fast as you need to, I said, but just move on and, I'll see you in heaven. So,
And that's the beautiful thing about what we do, right? We allow our clients, beneficiaries to grieve with dignity. They don't have to beg, borrow, or steal to get the funeral paid for. They know that money, that check is coming, right? The funeral home, they see the policy, they call to verify that the funds are there. They don't ask any questions after that. They just say, "What do you need next?"
and one last thing, Vigil, sorry to cut you off.
Oh, you're good.
A tagline that you guys should add that really makes an impact is this. Michael, I'm so glad you got this for you and Julia. Just so you know, life insurance starts the rebuilding, but God is who starts the healing.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
what I, that's what I say, man.
That's great. No, I like that. I like that a lot. And Matt, thank you for reminding me of that story with Shania because her life did change. Her life changed that day, and now she's off doing all kinds of cool things, right? But she was allowing her daughters to be the excuse why she wasn't doing this business. But once she realized that, she set that rule in place, right? She's got her earbud in place, and now her kids know. If you guys read the 5 years, they talk about that, right? Putting a sign on your door. That way your family knows when it's okay to come in and talk to you so they're not distracting you when you're in focus mode. But yeah, I mean, all of us find the things that help us, stay on track, stay focused, and don't worry about having to say yes to everything, right? So Julia shared the list there. We'll make sure that it's posted in WhatsApp as well. If you guys have any other questions, though, I'll definitely stick around. I'm just going to go ahead and end the recording for now, though.